Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Selena from Wholeness Campaign, and today I want to share with you how to heal acne naturally. This is a highly requested video. I feel like people are always asking me the question of how do you heal acne naturally? What natural remedies do you have for pimples and all of that? And so I want to take you through a deep dive. I think I have 12 points here of ways that you can heal acne naturally, and really not just going to the surface level, what kind of product do you use, but really healing the root cause of acne, which I believe is in your gut. And so I'm going to take you through these 12 different things. I might add more probably because there's so many different ways you can heal acne naturally. But I want to give you some solutions, especially if you're in a pinch and if you've been struggling with recurring kind of pimples or breakouts or things like that. I want to make sure that you have as many solutions as possible. So let's jump in. My first way is going to be to address your gut health. And so your gut really is the root of why you get breakouts in the first place. And it's really important that you're not just addressing the surface level things, but you're actually going and healing that root cause. And so the three best things I can tell you for that is just going to be probiotics. So if you can do food-based probiotics, I've talked about those a lot here on my channel. If you can't stand to do that, just get a pill, any kind of pill. Honestly, I have a couple brands that I'll link below that I trust, but really if you're not taking any kind of probiotic, just get on something. That second piece of that gut healing is going to be meat stock. So if you can make some chicken soup once a week, it's going to be real good, and it's going to really work on healing and sealing that gut lining, which is part of why we get so many pimples in the first place. My third tip on that is then just to eat liver. If you don't want to eat the actual liver, take some liver capsules, because the nutrients in that liver is going to be so important to healing all different things in your body, but especially acne. You want to make sure that you are having all of your vitamins, and liver is just like taking a multivitamin. So I'm going to link a video above where I talk about those three things and why I think those are the most important piece of the GAPS diet, of healing your body. If you really want to go further, I would recommend going on GAPS to heal acne. I think it's really helpful. It really does address the root cause of the acne, which is in your gut. And people often see improvements in their skin from eating healthier, eating differently. So adding in those three things. Now my next one is to avoid sugar and gluten. So I've told you the things to add. If you don't want to avoid anything, you don't have to, but if you are looking to avoid the things that could actually be causing the issues, sugar and gluten are like the top worst things for your skin. And this is even natural sugar. So making sure that you're not having a disproportional amount of fruit in a day, because fruit and even nuts do feed yeast in your body, and your skin breaking out is oftentimes a sign of yeast overgrowth in your body. And I'm not telling you to starve the yeast completely, but making sure, especially as you're healing, that you are having these foods in balance with the other nutrient-dense foods that you can find, especially on GAPS. Eating fruit away from meals, trying to just limit it to having one fruit a day, and making your meals not super sugary, not super carby all of the time. That will really help. So my next tip here is to get off of the birth control pill. The birth control pill will essentially to leave you in a out of balance state when it comes to the bacteria load in your body. I often see people who maybe it gets rid of their acne. The birth control pill might get rid of your acne for some time, but when you come off of the birth control pill, your skin gets really bad. And I think part of that is because the birth control pill does have an effect on your microbiome, and afterwards, when it's not being controlled as much, these pathogens that weren't supported in other ways now have the ability to completely overgrow, and that can cause these yeast symptoms such as acne. That is also why people get kind of yeast infections when they come off of the birth control pill. All of these things are symptoms of, again, a greater issue, a gut that needs healing. And so if you can, like I said, add in those really nutrient-dense foods, and then avoiding some of those other foods, or at least limiting these sugars and gluten, that's really going to help your skin to kind of heal itself. So the next thing is to avoid toxic skincare. Toxic skincare just puts more on your body to detox. So I did a whole video about skincare. I think I did like a lotion video and a soap video and a couple other things like makeup and things like that. Different items that you put on your skin that can really affect your health, especially if there are any kinds of chemicals in them. You really want to make sure that what you're putting on your skin is completely clean. You're not looking to add more toxins to your body by what you put on your skin. It does matter. It gets absorbed right into your bloodstream, and it just increases what your body then needs to detox from. And part of the way that your body detoxes is by detoxing through your skin, and oftentimes that can come in the form of acne or rashes or eczema. Skin conditions, skin issues are a way that your body goes to try to get toxins out. And so if you want to support your body and not overload your body with toxins so that it has more that it needs to get out, you want to make sure that you're addressing your skincare, not putting tons of toxic stuff all over your skin, not killing off the bacteria, the beneficial bacteria on your skin. That's a really common thing I see, is that people using alcohol type products or to like try to get the bacteria off of your skin, but really you need to be adding beneficial bacteria so that your skin microbiome actually can balance out. So I'm going to do probably a whole other video on that, but that's something that's really important to address. And kind of on that note, I will say just to avoid clogging your pores with makeup. So you want to make sure that the makeup you're using is non-toxic, and I'll link a video where I talk about non-toxic makeup, and I will also link my Tubes & Co affiliate link in the description box if you're looking for a brand that is trustworthy, that the ingredients are completely organic and have been vetted. That's a really good brand, but I really would avoid caking on tons of makeup, even if it is a healthier brand of makeup. If you're going to use makeup, just using it occasionally in that sense, like not completely covering all of your skin in it, because that will clog your pores and that can also lead to acne. So make sure that your makeup is non-toxic, but also just be aware of how frequently you're using it and how you're using it, and not putting way too much on your face, which just clogs your pores. So it's kind of a catch-22, because you put the makeup on to cover the acne, but then the makeup causes more acne. So just make sure that you're paying attention. My next tip is to address your water quality. And probably this should be like the highest tip on the list next to healing your gut, but address water quality. So that's the water that you're drinking and also the water that you're bathing in and you're washing your face in. So if you are drinking toxic water, again, it's just adding to your toxic load, adding to the things that your body needs to detox from. So making sure you're not drinking tap water. I will leave a link in the description of my water video where I go through how to source and find the best water available for drinking, but water quality is really important. I do use a Berkey water filter right now with fluoride filters. To be honest, if you're not using anything, just try and start using something, because something is better than nothing in this area. And I will leave a more affordable option below that I've found. It's called Zero Water Filter, and they do filter a ton of things, and it's a really good brand if you're just starting out and you're wanting something that's a little easier to use than the Berkey, a little easier, a little less expensive to use than the Berkey, but you definitely want something in your drinking water. Another thing is that you're also going to want to filter your shower and bath water. So I will leave a link in the description below of shower filters and bath filters that I use and trust. It's actually kind of crazy how hard it is to find bath filters that actually work very well. I have found one that I'm happy with, and honestly, you guys, these filters matter so much. It's another incentive to not go swimming in chlorinated pools. That's another form of bathing in a sense, and the chlorine is adding to your toxic load. So one thing I've noticed that's kind of interesting is that if the shower filter needs to be switched, like if it's getting old, if it's been longer than the amount of time, my skin will actually tell me. So literally my face breaks out, and I'm like, I tell my husband, it's almost like clockwork. It happens like every 6 months when I need to change this filter. I'll be like, why is my skin getting so bad? And then I say it out loud, and then I remember that I need to actually change that filter. And so it's like a $15 switch of a filter, and not even like the highest quality thing, but it makes a huge difference in my skin, and has really, really helped in reducing acne for me. So making sure then if you splash your face with water in the morning, that you're splashing your face with filtered water. Yeah, the chlorine doesn't do good things for your skin microbiome, and so you want to make sure that you're using clean water to clean your face. My next tip here is to address your heavy metal load. Heavy metals are just another form of toxins to your body. They're toxic for your body. They can be taken in from a variety of sources, including your water, your cookware, the things that you stir your food with, all of your utensils. It's crazy how many things in our day-to-day life have heavy metals in them. And many of us are born with a really high heavy metal load. So this is something that I would encourage you to work with a practitioner on. If you're interested in kind of getting your feet wet with something, I have a link in the description for Pure Body Extra, which is a heavy metal detox that is generally safe for most people, but I would recommend using a practitioner to kind of help with dosing and everything, because it can be very powerful when you go to detox from these metals. So this is something I've used. I've seen improvements even on my skin with this, so it's kind of interesting. I actually used it on my skin topically and had a skin blemish completely go away. So it's kind of interesting, but this is basically a binder that binds to heavy metals or positively charged substances in your body and actually eliminates them, so that your body, again, has less toxins that it needs to detox from, and it puts less of a burden on your skin. My next tip is to support your detox pathways. So here we go with enemas. Honestly, you guys, if you haven't tried it yet, I'm gonna link my video above on how to do an enema, how to do a water enema and a coffee enema. But my skin improved so dramatically when I started doing coffee enemas. Again, this is something you'll want to work with a practitioner with, but honestly, you guys, coffee enemas made a huge difference because it really was supporting my liver, helping me to detox proactively so that my skin wasn't having to do as much work. I noticed, honestly, like a night and day difference the first time I did one. It's been like great doing them since, because what happens is your colon reabsorbs toxins if you are not completely emptying your bowels. And so that, again, is something that goes to the burden of your skin oftentimes. So my next tip is to use tallow-based skincare. And honestly, you guys, all I use is tallow on my skin. I just clean my face with filtered water in the morning and just put tallow on it. Tallow has so many different nutrients that are amazing for healing your skin, healing acne scarring. It's got all the nutrients that your skin needs. I don't even add anything else to it. So I will just buy a bulk thing of tallow, and I just will refill my little jar and use that on my face in the morning. And as long as I don't use too much, it's honestly perfect. Another thing that I would address is mineral deficiencies. So I actually messaged into a GAPS group chat towards the beginning of my healing journey and mentioned this like prickly back of my arms. I don't know what it's called, but there's a name for it where it's like you just have this like prickly arms, and people mentioned an iodine deficiency. So I ended up working with a practitioner to kind of start myself on iodine. Don't start by yourself. You should definitely get with a practitioner. But within a month or two, it had mostly cleared up. And then I think I'm a year later now and I don't have any of that. So making sure that you are not deficient in any minerals can be really important to making sure your face and your skin is as nourished as possible. So another thing here that I noticed was adding zinc, just zinc mineral drops into my supplement routine really did help with my skin as well. I actually found out that some people will do like 5 times the amount of zinc that I take on a day-to-day basis to actually completely get rid of acne altogether. So that just goes to show that there are a lot of people that are probably really deficient in, essential minerals, and that can cause acne. So I definitely would work with a practitioner because you don't want to throw your mineral balance out of whack, but it is important to make sure that you are nourishing your body, getting enough minerals, because that can affect your skin. My next tip here would be to use face masks. So one thing you could use is bentonite clay. I've seen people mix bentonite clay and apple cider vinegar, and that's a really good way to help pull toxins out of your skin. You can even use egg whites, which if you're on GAPS, you're probably eating lots of egg yolks, and so you probably have lots of egg whites hanging around, and just painting it on your skin and then letting it kind of harden just like a face mask would. And then washing it off with some filtered water. I mean, that's what I used to do as a kid, and it actually really does work. I found out only in the last couple of years that egg whites chelate heavy metals, so probably some of the reason why egg white masks are so good for your skin is because they're actually able to pull toxins from your skin. Again, probably like all of my suggestions here is just decreasing your toxic load from within, and then just on your skin, making sure that you're also kind of getting at it from that angle as well. My last tip here is to focus on lymphatic drainage. So every morning I will take a gua sha and I will just scrape my face to make sure that the blood is flowing and that toxins aren't accumulating in different parts of my lymph and my skin, because that ultimately is a lot of what causes acne. Other ways you can do this can be to dry brush your skin. There are more gentler dry brushes that people use for their face, which I have as well. You can also jump on a trampoline or exercise or go for walks. All of those things are really good ways to get your lymph moving. And that can just really help your body not to accumulate in certain areas and cause breakouts. So I often find that if you are able to do some kind of even just facial massage, you're gonna get that blood flowing a lot quicker, and that will help support your body's natural ways of detoxing. So I hope this video was helpful. I'm probably gonna think of tons of different ways that I could add other things into here, but for now, if you got anything valuable out of this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It is my passion to walk alongside people as they heal and grow. It inspires me and hopefully brings encouragement to you. Thanks for watching.